Well, as usual, this was a wild week in Washington.
And here to help sort it all out is Professor Fernando Guerra. He's a political science professor at Loyola Marymount University. Professor, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, no, thanks. And I don't think there's anybody who can sort all of this out.
So much.
Help sort a little bit out at a time. How's that?
We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Well, let's start with the economic numbers because, of course, the president has come out touting these new economic numbers. Economic growth up 4.1% in Q2. He's saying this is the fastest in about 4 years that they've seen. But those numbers could be a little inflated, right, Professor?
Well, I mean, number one, it's great numbers. It's great for America, et cetera. A lot of experts actually expected it to be a little bit higher. But let's contextualize this. How did this happen? It happened because of the stimulus, basically the tax cuts. And that sounds like it's a good thing, right? But there's two problems with that. One is that it increased our debt. We now have the largest national debt ever, the largest debt in human history. You know, and of course, Donald Trump has always leveraged debt during his business career. Some would say that he abused debt, given all the bankruptcies. But debt plays a role, and you know there is a role for debt. The second problem with it is that you wanted to save the stimulus when the economy begins to slow down. That's when you really want to pump it up and stimulate it, and that's the big challenge. So if you contextualize these numbers, yes, great, but maybe we shouldn't have done it right now.
Yeah, and Professor, another big topic this week is the Hollywood Walk of Fame. President Trump's star was vandalized. It's caused a lot of controversy in the area. City councilors also saying, hey, they want his star gone. What do you have to say about all this?
You know, it's symbolic, obviously, right? And I would actually be in favor of keeping it. Let's contextualize this. What is that Hollywood Walk of Fame all about? It's about tourism. It's about attracting people there. People will now be more attracted because the Trump star is there. And what's the worst case scenario? Someone vandalizes it again. And what do? It's worth the money to repair it because people will go to the Hollywood Walk of Fame. One of the most important sectors in our economy in Los Angeles is tourism. I say keep the Trump star there and go ahead and walk all over it.
All right. Now, the president, of course, embattled in a bit of a controversy. Rudy Giuliani defending him over these tapes, but now his previous attorney, Michael Cohen, lashing out against the president on Twitter. What's going on here?
Things are only getting worse for the president regarding this. Not only is Michael Cohen in this situation where he's really turned against the president. You know, for months we talked about
his loyalty.
His loyalty and would he flipped.
Right.
Okay, he's flipped.
Okay.
All right. It's in the process. He's going to give a lot of information. In addition to this, you had the Trump company CFO, who's actually been with the Trump company longer than Donald Trump himself.
Weisselberg.
Yeah, Weisselberg. He started with Fred Trump, Donald's father. Has gone in and given testimony to a grand jury. That is where all the threads start to be pulled from the Michael Cohen from the political perspective, legal perspective, Weisselberg from the economic and financial situation. All of this is incredibly bad news for the president.
Yeah, and let's talk about Mayor Garcetti. Right now, he's in Asia for a 10-day trade summit, kind of laying the foundation for a potential presidential run. I mean, what do you say about that?
Well, there's two angles to this. Number one, the mayor of Los Angeles has to act almost like an international, even dignitary, foreign leader. Well, our interests in Los Angeles are wide and very important. If you take a look at it, Los Angeles itself, you know, recently we talked about the EU, the European Union. The LA City, LA County economy itself is larger than over 1/3 of the European countries. Okay?
That's amazing.
Pretty amazing. Here's another amazing stat. 40% of all the products that come into America from abroad come through the Los Angeles Custom District, meaning our LA port, Long Beach port, our airport, okay? So we have to project a foreign policy to keep that trade going for our own economy. If the national leaders aren't doing it, he has to do it. Now, so that's the substantive reason for him doing this. The symbolic reason, it also gives him foreign experience, so that if he ever wanted to potentially run for president, he could say, hey, I've negotiated all these different things. Further, he can say, I represent the city of Los Angeles, 4 million people. That's more people than are in the state of Arkansas, and we elected someone from Arkansas as president. And so, is he going to run for president? We'll find out in the spring. But he's certainly one of the few who we're talking about who's actually an executive. Most of the people we're talking about running for president are U.S. senators, very few governors. He can say, my city is bigger than half the states. Yeah. Our economy is bigger. I have a foreign policy. I'm qualified. I'm going to throw my hat in.
Laying the groundwork.
Yeah, it's a big dance, though.
Oh, big dance. You know, no one in his administration or himself is going to say, I'm going to run for president.
He's been to Iowa, he's been to New Hampshire. I mean, it seems all signs are pointing in one direction.
Yeah, we have very little trade with New Hampshire and Iowa.
Right, there's that. All right, Professor Guerra, thank you so much for your time and
me.
insight this morning. We appreciate it as always.
Thank you.
Good to
All
have
right.
you.